I can see that you haven't been to therapy yet. How was your day, Helena?
I woke up late, as usual. I went to work with an earache and a toothache. That wasn't usual. That sucked like a lot because the night before I couldn't sleep.
I had so much same situation last week when we were arguing in the chat, and it was just funny how I got the pain exactly in the moment when you went to the toilet. You say, "I'm going to toilet," and then you went to the toilet, and I'm like, "Ah!" I thought you cursed me. And since then my pain was just only increasing, and we were also arguing in the chat, and my pain was more and more, and at some moment I just couldn't type anymore.
I actually thought one of my exes, like, how you say, like, relatives cursed me because they were very, like, witchy, like, they did all of crazy stuff, you know that?
Did it work?
I don't know, like, I felt like everything was going full on complete shit. And then I checked, like, with the tarot cards, because it's fun sometimes, just for fun, and it said, I am cursed. And then I called my boyfriend, like my now boyfriend, and said, you know what? I'm cursed now, and I don't know what to do. And he was like, well, stop with the tarot cards and, like, get help. So that's what I did today.
So Sasha, how was your day?
I guess more basic than anyone until the lunchtime. Was thinking about to start some like homework done, but nothing was
We
done.
all think so.
And after I decided to start some research on our astrology thinking, so I watched some videos on that.
Well, I watched Bridgerton all day, second season. They still haven't had sex there. Like just sitting and waiting for sex or for this hot guy from the previous season. They haven't
Nothing.
shown nothing. I think he's Scorpio, by the way.
Since I have my dog with me all the time, at work, at home, everywhere, and we went outside, and near my workplace there is a house where there's this big Rottweiler, and somehow my dog thinks somehow my tiny dog thinks that they are going to be best friends, but he would eat my dog because he's so big and my dog is so small. Even if they were playing, like,
Maybe your dog is ambitious.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe he's a Scorpio.
He is actually. He is actually. I am a Scorpio, and well, right now I look like full-on Scorpio with my dark
Proper.
clothes and stuff. Actually, I feel like I'm a lot more light-hearted, easily caring about the other people than most Scorpios. Even though Scorpios are very loyal and trustworthy, they need a lot of time to start and trust you. I could have like 5 minutes and I'm like, yes, I trust you. I can tell you my biggest secrets.
And then in 2 days, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe it's the wine, you know, it can be.
But they can be quite like contradictory when your zodiac says that you are, I don't know, super strong and selfish, like it's just what Scorpio says and what I experienced as well. Like selfish, like stubborn and all this like from a negative side characteristics. And then you feel like, do I have to be like that? I mean, at the same time, you kind of like being a cool bitch, but then at the same moment you're still human, and I think it's very human to be kind and to be loving and to be gentle and to be, I don't know, sensitive.
I definitely have the loyal thing. Like, if I love someone, if I trust someone, then I will like defend them and love them to the ground. I, of course, have many negative characteristics as well. Let me think of something.
Well, there's this and this.
Like if someone like betrays me or betrays my trust, I can be like fine with you, but I will never ever like look at you the same way.
Okay.
For example, like it's like no, you're not.
You're done.
You're
done.
You're done. You're not the person who I thought you were, and you are not trustworthy for me. And of course, I make very harsh decisions, like off of impulse. But I don't know if it's a Scorpio thing or a me thing. I am a very impulsive person who makes decisions, and sometimes after like a day or something I'm like shit.
I also don't have problems with burning bridges at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes I burn too much bridges.
Exactly.
That's what my mom says to me. I don't feel my legs, by the way.
I would consider myself like a more creative person than like this. What is it, the opposite of creative? Like this very
Boring?
rational person. I don't feel like I'm a very rational person at the end. Also about like negative traits, like crying all the time, like that's me for sure. Like anything that happens I can cry about it. Maybe they have their own world in a sense, Pisces. I can do that check mark on that one. I live in my own head in a sense. I have my own things there and the reality is not that interesting.
Sometimes, like, since I kind of know like the characteristics of other signs, and I ask someone like, "Oh, Marina, what's your sign?" And you say, "Oh, I'm a Scorpio." So I'm like, "Oh, so that's why you did this and this, or said this and this." So it's like making connections. Even though they might not be true, it's just interesting. And sometimes there are like, total like opposites. Like, oh, what sign are you? I'm a Scorpio. Oh, that's weird. Like, they usually don't do this. You know, Scorpios don't usually. I don't know what. Scorpios usually don't do trust people very easily. Like, that's weird.
I think like you talk about it comes a lot down like overall like understanding each other and yourself and stuff like that. Because you said, oh, that's why you did this, that's why you did that. I think it has a lot to do with understanding and wanting to understand. More about the want to understand than the actual understanding maybe. Sasha! You are here. Tell us about your horoscope.
Well, I'm not that much into horoscopes and stuff, so I don't actually remember much about the Taurus.
I'm gonna ask you something.
And then you say, is it truth or no?
Yeah, so one stereotypical thing is they love food. Do you love food? Do you love eating, snacking?
Of course, come on!
Of course, I enjoy having a meal, but it's not like my passion or something. Like I'm, like I can live without snacks and stuff. I'm actually not used to like junk food. I only started eating this when I went to army. Maybe this can relate to like, I don't know, missing some home stuff or anything, but when I like went back to the normal life, I give up these sweets pretty easily, so like, I don't know.
Oh, lucky you. I wish I could do the same, like not eat sweets and stuff. And the second thing, do you think you're lazy?
Yes, I do. Very much.
I don't believe in laziness, to be honest. I think that like laziness or procrastination always comes from something that you don't really want to do, probably. and probably there is some sort of stress in your life that you are not going through, and that's why you're just tired, and that's why you're just not doing things that you have to do.
In my experience, I always have some things that I really want to do, but I'm still procrastinating stuff, and I can't start like doing them, but I want to, and it's kind of really strange for me.
Well, my psychotherapy session costs quite a bit, so I can continue talking about that for money.
I can say one free tip. If I need to clean my apartment, for example, I don't tell myself I need to. I just put vacuum out and I put the like cleaning stencils out and I see them and I'm like, what the hell? I'm gonna just do it. And then I just do it. Because they're like out for me to see. But like at the same time when I don't see it, or like with school stuff, like papers or something, I usually forget that I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to do it. And then when it's like 2 hours before the deadline, I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this, I'm gonna drop out of school, I can't. And then I'm like, sent 1 minute before. Right now there is an argument on if or if not there is a 13th zodiac sign.
It's related with stakes in the Russian called zmeenosets. It was used like in the past, like many centuries ago, but then it somehow didn't fit, so it was removed, and there were only 12 signs left.
But which month was that?
It's between
It was very
Scorpio and Sagittarius.
I don't think if I believe still. Like I do it a lot, and I like to.
You are fucking tarot cards.
Yeah.
And you're seriously not letting people touch them.
But it's still like I'm still like, because I'm so, how you say, non-believer. Like it doesn't fit me that I would believe it still. So it's this like internal crisis all the time. Like I love to read about horoscopes, I have tarot cards, I have fucking rocks in my house and stuff like that. But like, I still don't know if they help anything or will. It's just something to do for fun. And I think it's also about understanding, like I said earlier. I feel like it's like a fun thing to do and actually try to connect the dots and stuff.
You can find out about yourself. There's not only this one sign, there are actually 12 different like placements, and then every placement tells something else about you. Like Mars tells this warrior and passionate, Venus tells this sensual love, you know, and your sun sign is the basic sign, like under which date you were born in, and you can find out about yourself so much through those things. So I think that's why it's still alive.
Like it's so hard for me to say I believe in something in a sense, because I don't believe in any religion, I don't believe in like any horoscopes in a sense. Like it's fun to look at, but the back of my head says it's not true. It's fun to play the cards, but back of my head says nothing actually matters, and we are just living in a simulation, and we are just flowing through space, and we don't know nothing, and actually nothing matters. So that's like this kind of like it's like bringing purpose. It's like so mixed up, because at the same time I believe, if I would not say I believe that nothing matters in life, you know. We are just here, thrown here on a rock, and let's have fun and party, you know. But like the other side is like, is there a purpose to life? And that's like a whole nother question. And they are like so different apart from each other in my own head. Nothing matters and there is a purpose. and they don't go together. So I'm in the middle screaming because I don't know what to believe and I don't believe in anything. So it's hard to say I believe in astrology, and it's also hard to say I don't believe in astrology.
Thank you very much.
Ooh.
Follow us in YouTube and TikTok.
I licked it.
See you next time with a new topic and a guest, I think.
Yes, next guest.
Oh my god, my leg is hurting.
Yeah.